I got to a point where recently I've realized that a lot of my life revolved around women. Um, and it's something that honestly bothers me, right? And I think a lot of other people, a lot of other guys might be able to empathize with me here and to see what's my point here. But I would just want to talk about that in this video, right? So welcome back. It's been a while since I've shown up here. 2026 has been a very spiritually dry year for me, man. I said it multiple times in the other videos, and I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed of saying it again. I'm a pretty shitty Catholic, right? I reverted a little more than a year ago back to the church after 10 years away from it. There's my testimony video, whatever. You guys can go watch it. But I'm a pretty shitty Catholic for all intents and purposes. And this year specifically, this past few months specifically, have been really hard when it comes to not maintaining it alive, but maintaining that fire in my spiritual life, right? Everything just feels dry. It sometimes just feels like I'm going through the motions. And I think that's normal. I think that's something that happens to everyone maybe once in a while, or at least once in your life. I'm sure that, yeah, of course, obviously I'm not the only one that went through this kinds of thing, but I'm just saying, particularly this year has been really tough, and I feel like I've just been going through the motions for some time now. But yeah, but regarding this whole thing, right? This is the topic of today's video. I don't know, probably because there's probably a lot of reasons for it, right? The culture that we live in, there's extremely pornographic, extremely sexualized. Everything resolves around lust and sexuality and things like that. The songs, the movies, the series, the advertisement, education, everything is just kind of sexual, and it kind of creates that whole atmosphere, the whole zeitgeist of you end up doing things that are just for that reason. But it's also might be related to the fact that I was always very insecure growing up as a kid, as a teenager, as a young man. Something that I got a lot better at. Like a lot of what I'm going to explain in this video, I think I was able to get a lot better, but I can still see that in my life sometimes, and I really fucking hate it. It's something that really bothers me because I know that there's so much more that I could be. There's so much more to a lot of those things, right? So maybe I was just looking for validation, right? I just wanted to find validation and connection, and I wanted to feel justified. I wanted to feel worthy of love and of connection with other people. So during my life, a lot of the actions that I took, be that hobbies, the way that I wore, the way that I dressed, what the fuck, way that I dressed, places I went to, activities, everything. A lot of it revolved around women. Sometimes I would just go to events and go to things. For example, I was a Boy Scout growing up. And honestly, dude, a lot of the events that I went for the Boy Scouts, because I was kind of being forced to go to that thing, but a lot of the events that I went to is because I knew that it's like, oh, there's this girl that I have a crush on that she's going to be there. Oh, there's going to be girls that I can interact with them. A lot of the times I would get bored of hanging out with my boys, hanging out with my friends, because there were no girls around. And I think, what's the point? Whatever. The hobbies is like, oh, do I want to do this because I actually want to do something, some activity, or do I just want to do it because I think it looks attractive? I think it might look attractive and it might get me attention, right? It's kind of similar what happens with social media and traveling, for example. I saw this video of this woman saying that, if you were not allowed to post your vacation, would you still go on vacation? And this woman was making this video saying like, no, I probably wouldn't go on vacation. I think it might be kind of the same thing, right? It's like, oh, if there were no girls in this activity. No, if no one was going to see the fact that you do this thing, would you still do it? And for me, for a long time, I guess the answer was no. The answer was no. Um, those things is obviously horrible. Like nowadays, it can even end up happening in church. Is like, oh, the guy goes to. I see that a lot of dating advice and dating for Christians or whatever, that they go to church and they're like, oh, I can't find any girls at church. And I was like, man, how much of your going to church has a relationship with you looking for girls at the church? Like how much do you hope that by going to church that you're going to find the girl? You know what I mean? And not saying that's wrong. I think that's pretty good, actually. I think that there's no problem at all in thinking about those things. But when your life starts revolving around those things, and that's the only reason why you're doing those things, which was my case, then it becomes a problem, right? Because there's a lot more depth into things. And there's a lot of things that... And it's like people know when you're doing something for like second reasons, right? For second intentions, for bad intentions. Like your intentions are pretty clear. I've at least I notice when I see people, it's like, man, it's clear that you're not here because you want to enjoy yourself and because you think this is cool. It's like guys that do like volunteering, or the guys that are like, the male feminists. Is like, man, it's clear that you're not here supporting this thing because you actually support this, but because you're trying to get something out of it. And I think it's really clear to notice that shit, and it makes it's a very repulsive thing when you notice. And it's something that I've been trying to work on for the past few years of my life, and I think it's been working. I guess I think I've been getting better at it, but I still struggle with those things. I think everyone is drawn to a different type of sin, right? There's the 7 deadly sins, the most that everyone knows, 7 deadly sins. I think each one of us is drawn more to a few of them, depending on your personality, your life story, and yada yada yada. Like I never had problems with anger, I never had problems with greed, I never had problems maybe with like laziness, but I did have a lot of problem with lust, right? Be that porn, be that in fornication, be that in engaging in things that I know I shouldn't be doing, right? And it's really fucked, because it's like I say multiple times that I'm a pretty shitty Catholic, but I really wish I would feel worse engaging in those things. I really wish I would be very regretful and I'd be very hurt by those things, and feel really bad about them, and I really wanted to repent them, like hardly repent those things and hardly regret doing them. But it's I don't know how that works, because every time I end up engaging in one of those things, every time I fall into one of those things, I don't really feel bad at all. And I don't know if it's something that's going to change with time. I hope it does. I hope I get better at those things, but it's not really something that I know how to deal with at this point, at this moment of my life. And I still feel like a lot of the things that I do, and a lot of things, sometimes some actions that I take, I know deep down that I'm doing that because I want to look more attractive. It's like, it's not because I want to do it, and it's not because that I'm looking for beauty and I'm looking for the truth and the good and to doing what's virtuous. Is just because I think that's going to give me more I don't know, attraction points or whatever. So that's kind of the idea that I wanted to explore a bit in this video. I don't know if I made any sense. I don't usually have any scripts for this thing. I just kind of speak whatever comes to my mind. I'm currently reading Confessions from St. Augustine, and he was a guy that really struggled with lust as well. And I can see a lot of myself in him, not trying to be, arrogant and say that I am like St. Augustine or whatever, but I see a lot of myself in the fact that he recognized that it was a problem, and he recognized how bad it was, but he was still not able to quit immediately, and he was still struggling with it, even though he knew that he wasn't it wasn't a good thing to do. Maybe that's the point, right? Maybe the struggle is the point. Maybe the struggle is the means by which you actually get rid of those things. It's not about the Christian life was never a promise of an easy life, right? It was never promised to us that we would have an easy life as we become Christians. It's all a matter of struggling with those problems that we have, with those sins that we have in ourselves. Something that really helped me with lust over this past year, something was fasting. I do fast every day. I do a diet called one meal a day. I have another video specifically about fasting. I do this thing where I just eat one meal a day for most days of the week, and that helped me a lot with lust. Yeah. But it's still a problem, still something that I struggle with. If you guys have any I don't know, man. I don't know if anyone has watched this video up to this point, but if any of you guys have any tips, any recommendations, any ideas, any personal experiences that you can share in the comments here for to help a fellow brother, that would be much appreciated, because I don't even know what's the point of this video. I'm just sharing my personal experience. That's the whole point of this channel, right? Just sharing my personal experience. And hopefully in the next few months, I'm going to be a little bit more active in this channel, because life has just been a little bit hectic recently. I haven't had much time to make the content here. All right. So God bless you all. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.